Hi YouTube, this is Felicia with Journal Scraps, and it's been such a long time since I have made a video for this particular channel. I do have, let's see, 3 other channels, and I've neglected this channel, but I am here to share a wonderful concept with you guys. Some of you might be doing something similar to this, but about a couple weeks ago, I envisioned creating this beautiful Victorian style card using a gorgeous woman with flowery images, just really pretty, right? Really romantic. And this is what I came up with: a man with beer and a gun. And I'm like, okay, Felicia, what's going on with that? Why are you using beer and a gun? Like, where did that come from? And as I allowed myself just to go with the flow and create and go against my natural grain of there's no way, I have nothing to do with beer and a gun, right? But I allowed myself to just experience something that I had never experienced before in art. And that is creating from within, allowing what is on the inside to be materialized through my art. And in doing that, I coined this whole process mood journaling cards, because I realized I was experiencing a certain mood and didn't realize that. And through my art, I realized that. And for the first time, I created such a meaningful piece of art. Now, I talk about all of that in another video on a different channel. If I don't forget, you can click right now in the upper right hand screen, or perhaps check out my description box for a link. But from, once again, creating this card, I coined this concept of mood journaling cards. So I have made, as you can see, more cards since my very first one. And I did journal. This is covering up my journal. But the thing is, you don't have to journal either. You can just make mood cards. And I'm using what many of us have today, if not from back in the year, on our grandma's vintage recipe card kit, Betty Crocker. You can buy these online, find them at estate sales, thrift stores, yard sales, and it's so fun to use these for different reasons. Okay, let me just share. This is my first one I created ever, and it is my favorite because it took me to a place I had never been before. In upcoming videos, I will offer tips and techniques. I will share my process. You can make these as simple or as complicated as you like. So far, mine have been pretty simple. I'm using early 20th century images. I'm playing around with different techniques and mediums, which is another reason why I like this process. It's not overwhelming, and you have the sense of completion, and it's not as intimidating because you're using a certain size card. So this is another one here, and this one is very basic. Now, I did employ some techniques, but maybe I'll point some of those things out in this video. But I'll wait till I get to it. Here I just added a hat to this gentleman with this big mustache here. And I love this one. One of my favorite vintage ads here of this woman with her fro or natural. Very simple, very flat. So once again, you can add dimension. You can add a lot of different techniques. I'm just keeping mine on the simple side right now. I'm going with the flow. I have a motto for myself: don't think, create. And that's what I'm doing. And some of these cards I literally had done within 5 minutes because I did not think. I just created. You can become stumped when you overthink the process. This one here, I took a vintage bow sticker and added it to this early 20th century woman. And you know what? The The old me would not have done that, but I was in the mood to play with my vintage stickers, so I added the sticker to her, and I like how this turned out. I love it. And this one here tells a story. I talk about it in my original video on my other channel, but beat depression. That's what this one is all about. And here I use the same gentleman printed on different mediums. And another reason why I like to use, let's talk about this one, use these recipe cards. Well, it's a great way to repurpose them, but they come with their own foundation of color. So this is a Christmas card. Can you tell that's a sandwich? And that sandwich is on the original card. I like how the colors vary with the recipes, and it is a-okay to leave some of the original art. You have to really look at this, right? Because your attention is drawn to this beautiful collage that I have put together. And I could talk more about this one. This reminds me of Tim Holtz, one of his paper dolls. But these images I curated myself. But I love this because I added a vintage calendar sticker, that bow. He's holding ice skates and a little lamp. And then I filled what I call the famous red truck, that red truck that we all love. I stamped it in red and I filled up the back of the truck with different gifts. I love how this one turned out. It's one of my fave. And then this one here, I was in the mood for something like canvas or burlap, but the burlap was too thick, so I removed some strands, and now I have this fringe. This is more of the mood I was going for, and I love to use transparent elements. Look at this guy. He's vintage, but he's transparent. This is a older transparency here that says sassy. So this is a sassy card. I have this woman here. They're in love, right? He's flirting with her, if you didn't know that. And she is just taking it all in with her hands behind her bag. And he just has that look like, yeah, I want to take you out. Some art can tell a story. Now this is a special one because several days ago, I went junking and thrifting. And I decided to commemorate my shopping experience by I used 7 or 8 different things that I purchased that day on this card. I had found a huge roll of this beautiful blue ribbon. This sticker here comes from this sticker book that I found. This is a paper napkin. I found it that day. This seal here, I found a bunch of seals with the cards. This is a punch that punches right through, and you could see the butterfly. I found it that day. I found this brand new stamp as well, which I stamped right here. And then I found a big bag. See this? I'm going to call it a clip. I'm not too sure what it is, but I found a nice size bag filled with these. And I love to find items like that. I have no clue what it is, what it's used for, but I love the task of creating ways that I can incorporate those found items in my projects. And I love how I used it here as a little holder, as a little clip. And I may be forgetting one other element. So this is special to me because in this one mood journaling card, I was able to capture the mood of my shopping experience by incorporating all of these elements into it. Love, love, love. And I do date my mood cards. And when I create more than one in one day, I do number those cards. I think that's good because I can see the progression of technique and what I was in the mood for that particular day. And also what I started to do this morning was, well, another great reason for making these mood cards is you can, once again, experiment with different techniques, but you could also, if you come up with something that you like, like I started a actual page in my journal using this composition. So you can transfer your technique to something larger. Now, this is a special one. All of these are special in their own way, but this one here, I love this guy with his hands in his pocket, and this commemorates the whole voting experience that we people in America, I tried to capture the essence and the mood of the time of voting, which is right now. So I love this mood card for that reason. Confidence knows this guy has confidence and he is headed to the voting booth to cast his ballot. Okay, this one here, I added chipboard. So this, out of all the mood cards I created so far, this one might be the bulkiest because I added this chipboard frame here. And then this one, okay, my favorite tea, which has been discontinued, no longer available. I do have some left, and with every bag that I drink, I only drink tea during the colder months, so fall and winter. But with each bag I drink, I will save the tea tags here. So I've added one of those here. Now this one here, and you know what? I think I have several more. Well, anyway, this one here, I love this one because I had an idea in my head for years. Actually, I'm going to pull out this one too. This one isn't finished, and it's okay to not be finished because I know where I want to go with this one. But I'm going to share these two together because these two employ ideas that I had for years and never did anything with it until I started to make these mood cards. Well, and what that idea is, you can take, like I took, this is an actual image or die cut of an original vintage TV ad. I took that ad, cut out the center, and put in this image of this woman, my favorite Afro woman. She comes from the Vintage Ebony magazine, and I just love that whole concept. So a tip for you guys, you can do the same thing. You can take TVs, and I've never seen anyone do it. I'm sure there's crafters out there that do it, but I haven't seen anyone do this yet. I just love it. It's so nostalgic to use, like this 70s TV here. It reminds me of our TV growing up. And what I will do is take a TV and put images of my parents who are deceased inside of the TV. Oh my goodness, it would make beautiful cards, right? Like both of my parents, once again, they're deceased. My mom's birthday, I could send my siblings a special handmade card of a TV that has their picture in it. That is so special. Oh my goodness. Okay, so save all of your TVs. Save, let me go back to one here that I failed to mention. This is a frame, same concept, but I didn't cut out the frame, but I added my own image inside of this antique. It's a vintage replica of an antique frame. So save your frames, save your TVs, save your clocks, save anything where you can you can embed your own picture. In addition to saving those things, which there's other things too that I'm leaving out, but save your chairs because I love this illusion here. I printed out this beautiful woman who was sitting on beautiful sheer fabric, and then I used a actual image of let me just grab this magazine real fast. I have a lot of these antique magazines. They're vintage, but they're filled with images of antique items like chairs. So what I did was I cut out a chair from this magazine, and then I placed my printed image of this woman sitting on that chair, and it creates the illusion that she is actually sitting on the chair, but she's not. Love, love, love. I love this, you guys. Absolutely love this. Okay, so this is the first batch of my journaling mood cards. Hey, I'm in the mood to create more because they're so easy, they're quick, they're meaningful, and they challenge me, and it draws out inspiration and creativity that I didn't even know was there. It draws out the mood in me, and I love that. And if you love it, if you think that you might want to try your hand at altering these recipe cards to create journaling mood cards or just mood cards, why not like this video? Why not subscribe? Why not share this video? Hey, if you decide to adopt my idea, go right ahead. I just ask for proper credit. Do give shout outs. Do link back to this video, and do leave links in a comment sharing what you create. And these would also make nice swap cards, right? Also tags. You can do so much with these types of creations. All right, I want to thank you all for watching. As always, blessings.